Many BI tools these days seem similar on the surface. They're providing similar capabilities like connections to common data sources, visualizations, dashboards, analytical capabilities, mobile. But the promise of these BI tools is often similar as well. Ease of use, scalability, good performance. However, if you dive slightly deeper into a real-life project or task, you'll often find that your BI tool, even though once meeting your initial requirements, don't always provide the necessary options, resulting in users having to compromise or under-deliver. Now let's look into why flexibility matters and why ease of use isn't the be-all and end-all. I'm Jeff, and this is Off the Charts with Jeff. Now, many companies who fail in their BI endeavors do so because the software they've selected, and they tend to fall into what I would call an easy-to-buy trap. Think of ease of use like a dial. If we were to put a lot of features into a product, it's easy to have simple buttons accomplishing basic tasks. But as we start turning up that dial and adding more and more features, it's natural that the ease of use is going to suffer because there's more that you need to learn as a developer. Suffering on the ease of use isn't a bad thing either, since it's the product's ability to execute and solve your problems that's important. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a 5 to 8 year project with two options. You have a solution that's easy, takes little time to implement, but causes frustration and doesn't give your users what they need. But on the other hand, you have a solution that takes a bit longer to learn before you can even start implementing, but works perfectly once it's complete. Most people just want their business problems solved, and it's not the ease of use for your developers that's important, it's the flexibility of the tool that you choose for the people developing. Now, if you're really concerned about ease of use, it's best that you think about it from the end user perspective, because it's more important that you deliver a final product that's easy for your users versus something that's easy on the development process. This has been the case in software since the advent of, software. Software developers go to school. They learn suites of tools, languages, and learn how to build applications. And many of these tools and languages are used in flexible BI tools as well. So as long as you have the right people doing the implementation, a flexible BI tool, while seeming complex to a business user, will be second nature to your developers. But one could even argue, why not both? And the reality is, ease of use is a trade-off. You can only pack so much into a product before the learning curve trades off of ease of use. Now, another very fair argument that you'll hear is that we need to get a really easy to use tool out the door, into the hands of our users. And this is a great goal, but I wish I could count how many times and how many projects we've seen through our consulting where the requirements are changing midway through the implementation process. Most people who are buying their first BI tool don't have experience with requirements gathering and the understanding of what their users need. And as they start learning, they start realizing they need more. And once you deliver a first version, your users are very quickly going to refine their requirements, and the development process is going to start anew with bigger and loftier goals. But if you're locked into a BI tool that isn't flexible, you might not get the budget again to buy another tool, and your project could be doomed to fail. So let's just end on that. If I were in your position, I'd weigh flexibility over ease of use any day of the week. Now, if you want to learn more, take a look at one of our case studies on a company called Center6. Their main goal was to have a tool as flexible as possible because they didn't know what their users were going to throw at them when they do implementations for them. So this is a great one to read about. That's all for today, and thanks for watching.